Hey everybody, this is Michael T. Bradley.
This is Jason Freston.
And welcome to Acts of Treason... Acts of Treason Closure. See, it was that zhur there that got me. So let's see. You might remember us from like 7 years ago when we were doing this originally. And we just stopped for a variety of reasons.
Oh yes, and I'm sure we'll go over those during the course of this.
Will we? I've forgotten them.
I'm just sure we'll be bitching about it and be like, man, that's why we don't talk about this. So full of spite.
So anyway, since then, we've had a ton of things happen. We've had...
the world exploded.
I'm sorry. Right, we've had to deal with that, and that's been a bitch, especially since the Amgen Incorporated was corrupted. Who knew?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, in the Marvel universe specifically, we've had the Initiation. Was it called Initiative? Secret Wars or
Secret Invasion.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And
Siege.
Was it? There was something between
Dark
those
Reign.
Dark Reign and Siege. So we're gonna cover all those.
And currently, Fear Itself available at your local comic book stores.
Oh yeah, that's right. Where's my goddamn check, Bendis? Anyway, so let's see. So basically, we're not gonna bother going through the individual issues that were left because we don't like. Cap dies in Cap 25, and then he talks with Tony in another one, and I don't know.
Presumably before he dies.
Right, I think it's a flashback. But one thing I will point out is if you have not read it, read either Civil War Frontline 10 or 11. It's the one where, oh God, I've forgotten everybody's name. Ben and Sally.
And Sally
confront Tony. And it is the most brilliant example of like it's not even really retconning, but just smoothing over shit that doesn't make any sense. Because seriously, they're like, so we figured this out, and here's why you did everything you did, and here's why it makes sense that you're not evil. And it's the only thing that works, or at least it's it makes it work for me. And if you've been listening to us through any of our stuff, oh hey, by the way, quick update. If you haven't been listening to us and you want to go back and listen to it, holynightmare.com. It's almost all still up there, except for the first few episodes, which my laptop on which those things were stored, and I was going to put them back up eventually, got stolen. So if you happen to have those early things...
Or the laptop.
Yeah, then please, I was going to say consider it a bonus. If you have the laptop, please give it back, because it's a piece of crap, but it at least has those on it, and that's really about all it has. So anyway... so really you got to start this thing mid-swim, like a carp. I don't know. Okay, let's go to I think that's about it for those final issues. We'll get into like Marvel as a whole here in a bit, but first let's go through some of the like dangling things that we said we were going to bring up like towards the end.
We love bringing up dangling things, just to let you know.
Let's caress and smooth them over, if you will, like a patty cake. So the timeline. We talked about the timeline some, and maybe we even already like went through this, but it's kind of a lot easier to see it now that everything is done and we can look back years later. I still say Civil War would have been far more palatable, just as an idea, if we would have had the initiative for about a year beforehand. We have the initiative get into place, like we have an event like Stanford or whatever take place, so that this idea just starts getting moved around and talked about in the halls of power. They set up the initiative because they're like, well, young superpowers coming in, they need like guiding hands, and like not everybody is lucky enough to land in the Avengers on their first time out, and but they're loaded guns, blah 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 blah. Let's set this up to help them.
And I mean, I would assume specifically, in the case of the initiative, a government-sponsored academy that's probably not affiliated with any of the Avengers or anything like that. So
though they might hire them on as what do you call it, like
advisors,
advisors or something like that.
Guest speakers.
Yeah, stuff like that. Then you have that build up for about a year. You have the initiative go on, and then you have one of the initiative. Fuck up even worse than Stanford, I mean, you do the, like, I picture the scene from Hard Boiled where he's got the baby and going through like the infirmary ward, you know, and it's like they have that, and it's like Nitro versus.
Except for he drops the baby in this case.
Right,
but...
he drops the baby, then Nitro explodes
yeah.
and takes every other baby out. So it's like, you know, you do the like completely, totally over the top thing. Then I think it makes more sense because the whole superhero as a gun registration act thing comes in more
organically.
Yeah, organically. God, I cannot think of words today.
Because one of the big things is it's not like Stanford-type incidents hadn't happened in the Marvel Universe numerous times between point A and point B, so all of a sudden just this one seemed kind of
right, and
contrived.
I think dealing with the initiative, putting it in place for about a year, probably only even 9 months. Like, you do it as a year-long title, 9 months in is when the bad thing happens, and the rest of it is just dealing with that and Civil War coming about. Because then you have people drawing sides for more realistic reasons than one conversation in the Baxter building that sometimes gets retconned in a different way depending on if they have their own book anyway. Yeah. I think that just would have worked so much better. So you do that, Civil War would have come about much more organically, made much more sense, and I think you go into Secret Invasion a hell of a lot faster.
Yeah.
Because Secret Invasion really kind of unveiled a lot of stuff that was going on that they were trying to do, and kind of made it make sense in a little bit of way. Like, there's a throwaway line in one of the Secret Invasion issues that I was like, oh my god, they just fixed Civil War, but they seem to do it as a joke, and that's, they're flying on the Quinjet or whatever, and one of them's like, because they're talking about, like, oh my god, who can we trust? Everybody could be a Skrull, and they do it in that voice, I don't know why. And one of them's like, you know, the senator who put up the Registration Act bill, I bet he was a Skrull, and I'm like, oh my god! Why are they not investigating that?
Yeah, somebody made the joke, but that does seem pretty much like, it really should have been like, one of them made the joke, and then there should have been just like cold, dead silence, and they all just stared at each other for a minute, you know? That's,
right.
That's really what should have happened, and they're just like, oh, shit.
Bill died for this.
Yeah.
But
remember Bill.
Every issue of the Avengers, I think, should end with Bill died for this. Okay, so
I think next time we see Cage and Jessica, or not Jessica, Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Next time we see them in bed together and he rolls off from her, she should say, look at him and sincerely say, Bill died for this.